So the Fed rate cut may be politically motivated and will increase inflation, says Arthur Hayes. I do agree with the second part, of course. If you're going to cut inflation or if you're going to cut rates, that could lead to higher inflation. So you kind of have to choose if you're the Fed. Do you want the idea of a little bit higher inflation to try to land the plane softly? Or do you want to crash the plane, totally, like completely kill and slaughter inflation, get it down to 2%, but risk sending us into a big ugly ass recession and massive unemployment? They're kind of trying to take the lesser of two evils here if I'm giving them, um, some charity there. So Arthur Hayes believes the U.S. Federal Reserve's recent rate cut was likely politically motivated and could impact markets and inflation. Quote, I have a macro view that Jerome Powell and Janet Yellen want to juice financial markets to help Kamala Harris win the election. Now that I think is a bit cynical. I don't really think that that's how that is. Um, but I could see how outside the U.S. you'd think that. Generally, the Federal Reserve does work kind of indirectly with the presidency, whoever is in office, to help them win each time. Um, to be fair, like under Trump after COVID, that wasn't necessarily early in the election, but it certainly was an election year. I mean, they kept rates at zero for a long ass time, and that's usually good for asset markets. So Hayes said this could have significant implications. This recent cut for traditional crypto markets and regular markets, potential long-term consequences for inflation and economic stability. He pointed out the disconnect between the rate cut and current economic indicators, stating the U.S. economy is showing strong domestic, like GDP growth, while unemployment remains low according to historical standards. So if we put a pin in that, basically what he's saying here is that it's a mistake to start cutting rates into the degree they have right now when things don't look as ugly as he might think they should before they start cutting rates.